I'm 32 male, kind of a quiet, analytical guy. Not super emotional, not cold either, just steady. I work in data analytics, which probably says enough. Been with my now ex-fiancée for almost 4 years. Thought we were solid. We had a small wedding planned, not too flashy. Iceland honeymoon. I paid for 70% of it. No complaints, I make more than her, and it wasn't about money to me. Things were normal. Or so I thought. A few weeks before the wedding, I was syncing up my files to backup trip stuff, passport scans, itineraries, etc. I had an old iPad we used to use around the apartment, still synced to our shared cloud. I clicked the Photos app by accident and saw videos auto-uploaded from her phone. There she was, with my best man, in our apartment, on our couch. One video was just them making out. Another had audio of her laughing and saying, "He's probably at work building spreadsheets." That hit harder than anything. I didn't blow up. I just watched, took screenshots, backed everything up, called my lawyer, canceled the wedding behind the scenes, sent messages to vendors, switched the honeymoon to a solo trip. Same flight, same room, just one ticket now. Then I told her, sat her down calmly, and said, "I'll just take this trip alone. You seem busy with my best man." She blinked, paused like she didn't hear me right, then panicked, started crying, denying, then bargaining, then straight up gaslighting. It was nothing. It was a one-time thing. I didn't want it to happen. I was drunk. I told her I had proof. Played one clip on the TV. Her face drained. She asked how I got it. I told her the iPad was still synced. Dead silence. Then she flipped, claimed I invaded her privacy, like the videos filmed in my apartment with my devices were somehow protected. I walked out mid-tantrum. That night, while I was packing for Iceland, I triggered the smart home screens to play the evidence loop on every display in our apartment. Just for her. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? Oh yeah. I landed in Iceland the next day. Cold air. Clear skies. Absolute peace. The fallout started immediately back home. The best man? Fired. Our company has a strict conduct clause. He was supposed to stand next to me at the altar and instead ended up on every device in my living room. HR took about 3 days to process the report and let him go. She tried filing a restraining order, claiming I hacked her. Judge threw out. My lawyer pointed out everything was my property. The judge even reprimanded her for misusing the court system to intimidate the victim. Her words, not mine. Then came the fun part. Our apartment lease? In my name. I gave the landlord notice. Took my stuff and left. She begged to stay, but I reminded her name wasn't on the lease. She had 30 days to figure it out. I wasn't going to help. Her social circle split fast. Half disappeared when they saw the videos. The other half defended her, called me cold for not hearing her out. One of them, the maid of honor, actually apologized a few weeks later. Said my ex used to say things like, "I want him to fight for me. He's too calm, too stable. Maybe if I push hard enough, he'll wake up." So yeah, it wasn't even a mistake. It was a test. She cheated to try and get a reaction out of me. When it didn't go the way she imagined, she crumbled. Oh, and her dad? He called me, asked to see the footage. I sent it. 2 days later, I got a check for half the wedding costs. No note, just a check. I don't even think she knows he did that. She showed up at my door a month later. Dressed up, eyes red. "We need to talk." I didn't let her in. She sat on the steps crying, saying she missed me, that it was just a mistake, that we could rebuild. I told her the wedding wasn't the only thing canceled. Then, as she stood to leave, she said, "I never even wanted him. I just didn't think you'd find out." That's when I knew she hadn't changed. She wasn't sorry, just mad that she got caught. A few weeks later, she mailed me a letter, 3 pages long. Claimed she lost everything, job, friends, even family connections. Said she was in therapy now, finally understanding her patterns. Then, in the last paragraph, she asked me to co-sign a lease. Yeah, after cheating, lying, publicly humiliating me, she thought I'd help her get an apartment. Said she had bad credit and no one else to ask. I scanned the letter and had my lawyer send her a cease and desist. Then I framed the original and hung it in my closet as a reminder of what entitlement looks like. But wait, it gets better. Turns out the best man had a fiancée of his own. Found me through a mutual friend who saw the viral video. because, yeah, someone posted it anonymously on a wedding drama subreddit. She reached out, asked if we could meet. I showed her everything. She was calm. Too calm. After I finished, she said, "He always said you were boring, but I think he was just mad you had integrity." Then she ghosted him, moved out, took the dog, and apparently found other women he'd been talking to. Guy's life went full collapse mode. He moved back in with his parents. Meanwhile, my ex tried starting a YouTube channel about healing after betrayal. Claimed she was the victim. The internet didn't buy it. Comments destroyed her. Channel lasted 2 weeks. Deleted everything. Every couple months, I get a new number texting me things like, "Hope you're okay," or "Do you ever think about what we could have had?" I never respond. Just block and archive. I got a new job out west, fully remote. Bought a condo. Peace and quiet. No drama. The closure didn't come from revenge or winning. It came from walking away, watching them both spiral while I rebuilt quietly. And the best part? She once said, "You'll never find someone who understands you like I do." But that was never the problem. I understood her perfectly. She just didn't expect me to. Subscribe for more tales of unhinged entitlement and karmic justice, because clearly I attract chaos like a magnet.